All right, so we have our foldable on mean, median, mode, and range, and should have folded it and cut on the dotted lines inside. And we're going to start, and let's start by looking at our data set, and I'm going to copy it inside. This is our data set. This is the problem that we're using. We're finding the mean, median, mode, and range of the following numbers. This is an example of test grades. So test grades for this person are 94, 86, 92, 100, 99, 91, 99, and 83. So pretty good grades, all A's and B's. I want to go ahead and I'm going to copy them up here so that I don't have to keep looking back. So 94, 86, 92, 100, 99, 91, 99, and 83. 83. I'm going to check and make sure I counted right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the numbers in the data set that we're going to use. Make sure you have those written on your paper. All right, so we're going to talk about mean. So we're going to think average. We want to know the average. That's what we're talking about when you get a grade, is we're talking about the average of your grades. You could also think mean teacher. This is what your mean teacher does to find your grade. Mean is because we're finding mean. And teacher because she uses mean to find the average of your grades. So the steps to find the mean, the first step is you are going to add all of the values. You're going to add them all up and get a total. And then you are going to divide by the number of values. So with these, I am going to say 94 plus 86 plus 92 plus 100 plus 99 plus 91, plus 99 plus 83. And that equals, so I'm going to use my calculator and add them all up. And I got a total of 744. Is that what you got? And then, so I added them up and I got a total, and then I'm going to divide. I'm going to say 744. This is step 1. This is step 2. Divided by, now how many are there? What did we say there were? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divide by 8 grades. And that gives you a 93. So the average, or the grade that would be on this person's report card, would be a 93. Your average should be somewhere in the middle of your data set. Should be higher than your lowest, but lower than your highest. It should be somewhere in the middle. Yes. All right. Okay. Now, median. Has anyone heard the word median before? What do you think it is, Eric?
Funny.
Do what?
I was saying someone funny.
Oh, that's a comedian?
Oh. Okay.
It's part of the word comedian. Okay. Median. When you're driving down the road, if you're driving down the freeway, that grassy part in the middle is called the median, or sometimes it might be a concrete barrier. That's a median. Median means the middle. So here, when we're talking about the median, we're talking about what's the middle value. So you're going to think middle. You're going to think middle. And we're looking for the one that's absolutely right in the middle. Your average is not always the very center. but it should be between the lowest value and the highest value. The median is the absolute middle. Okay, so the steps, the first step is put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, if I wanted to know who was the middle height in here, I would line you up shortest to tallest and find the one in the middle. Okay, so we have to get in order from least to greatest. Mark off the high and low values until you reach the middle. If there are two middles, you add them together and divide by 2. You're looking for the average of those two. So if there are 2 in the middle, add them together and divide by 2. So if it's an odd data set, like if there's 7, there's only one number in the middle. There's 3 and 3 makes 6, and then 1 in the middle is 7. If there's 5, that's an odd number. There's 2 and 2 on each side and 1 in the middle. But like this one is 8, so there should be 2 in the middle. Let's put them in order from least to greatest. So the smallest is 83. And then 91.
So 86.
Uh-oh.
And the first one is 94.
No, the first one's not 94. 83. Let me start my list over. 83. And then 86. And then 91. And then 92. 94. And then 2 99s. And 100. And how many should there be if I did it right? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 if I did it correctly. All right. So we put them in order from least to greatest. Now we need to mark off the high and low values until we reach the middle. And I always count. I would say 1, 1. Those go together. 2, 2. 3, 3. And then now there's 2 left in the middle. So I'm looking for what's directly in between these two. So I know on a number line what number's between those two. 93 should be our median, but we can get there mathematically. We can add them together. We would say 92 plus 94 equals 186. And then 186 divided by 2 equals 93. So if you don't know what's right in the middle of those two on a number line, you can add them together and divide by 2, and that gives you the average. All right, mode. With mode, I want you to think the one that occurs the most. Okay, you should have already put these in order from least to greatest. And then that way the numbers are together. Find the number that appears the most. There may be more than one mode, or there may be no mode. There could be one, more than one, or no mode. And if there's no mode, you write no mode. All right, so I'm going to put my numbers back in order, just so that I can see them on my foldable. And what number occurs the most in that data set? 99. The rest of them all happen once, and 99 happens twice. So I would say the mode is 99. That is the one that occurs the most. All right, and the last one, range. You want to see the range of numbers, how far apart things are. range. I want you to think difference. So again, put the numbers in order from least to greatest, and you subtract the lowest number from the highest number. All right, so they're in order up here. Subtract the lowest number from the highest number. 100 minus 83. 100 minus 83, and your range is 17 is the range. That's all there is to it. Okay? All right, so how you put this in your notebook is you close this. Now, you're going to take it and fold it. If I fold it like that, so it fits in my notebook, and you put glue on the top half where it says statistical measures. Put glue on the top half, and then you can glue it in your journal. And then that way it won't hang out of the bottom. So it should look like that. And then you can unfold it and use it. And then when you're done, you just fold it back up, and it goes back in. So in my journal, it's on page 127. So if this was me, I would leave this out on my desk while we look at this sheet right here. Mean, median, mean, mode, median, and range. All right, so we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range of this data set. And you'll do that for each one. So the mean says the first thing I need to do is what? Add them all up. So use your calculator and add these points together, these data points. 7 plus 4, 2 plus 3. When I add them all up, I get 40. And then how do I decide what I need to divide by? How many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them. So 40 divided by 8 equals 5. The mean is 5. All right, the median. I need to find the middle. So what's the first step? Put them in order from least to greatest. So I should be able to see where you've done that. The smallest is 2. And then there's a 3. 2 4s. Then there is a 6 and 3 7s. Now I'm going to look for the median. Back shelf. 7, 8. We said there's 8, and I counted, and there are 8. Look through there. All right. So how do I find the middle? Mark off the high and low. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Since there was an even number, there's 2 in the middle. So I could think on a number line, what comes between 4 and 6? 5. But let's check. 4 plus 6 equals 10, and 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the median is 5.
You always get
Yeah, because how many are you adding together? 2. Okay, so it's just like the average. Because I added 2 together, I'm going to divide by 2. All right, what is the mode? What number occurs the most? 7. It happened 3 times. And the range is the highest minus the lowest. So the range is 7 minus 2, and that equals 5. That's the range. Let's do number 4. Let's go down here to number 4. Mean, what do I need to do?
You need to
Add them all up and get a total. 3 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6, 9 plus 5 plus 4. And you get 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 35 divided by 7. And that equals 5. So your mean is 5. Your median. What do we need to do first? Order them least to greatest. So there's a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 6, and a 9. Let me count, make sure that I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm going to find the middle. It's an odd data set, so I should only have 1 in the middle. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And what's in the middle? 5. So if there's just 1 in the middle, you don't have to do any math. It's just the only one. The mode. Mode is the one that occurs the most. Which one is that? 6. 6 happened 2 times. And the range. The highest minus the lowest. 9 minus 2. So 7 is the range. You feel okay with these? Okay, there's one I want to talk about. Let's talk about the mode on number 10. There's 2 5s. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Let's talk about the mode on number 8. There's 2 5s and there's 2 1s. So what would be the mode? 1 and 5. Do you remember how the notes say there could be more than 1?
Oh, yeah.
This one, there's 2 1s and there's 2 5s. So 1, 5, you list them both. All right, I want to talk about a couple in your math book. I want to do the guided practice in your math book before I let you start doing a little work independently. All right, page 716, number 1. The dot plot shows the number of beads sold. Find the mean number of beads. So what do you remember from the dot plot last week? How do I read this? I need to make a data set first. So what are the points in my data set? So number of beads. How many times were there 5 beads? 1. So I'm going to list a 5. Did they ever sell just 6 beads? No. How many times did they sell 7 beads? 1, 2, 3. How many times did they sell 8 beads? 2, 8, and 8. How many times did they sell 9? 10? Okay. So now this is my data set. Do you all see how we got that was the data set? Okay, now we need to find the mean. How do we find the mean? Add them all up. So 5 plus 7 3 times is 21. 8 2 times is 16. 42. Did you get 42?
Yes.
So is the mean 42?
Yes. No, because you got to divide it by 2.
I got to divide it by 2. Gage.
Oh, divide it by the number of values.
So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 42 divided by 6 equals 7. So the mean is 7. All right. Number 2. The table shows the greatest depths of 4 of the 5 oceans in the world. So, the Pacific Ocean is 10 and 92 hundredths kilometers deep. The Atlantic is 9 and 22 hundredths kilometers. The Indian is 7 and 46 hundredths kilometers. The Arctic is 5 and 63 hundredths. I need to find out what is the greatest depth of the Southern Ocean. So, this problem is more difficult because we're having to work backwards. They're telling us what the average is. They're telling us what the mean is. We have to go back and find this missing value. So, if you're having trouble, it says go back and look at example number 4. That's right up here. So, let's analyze this problem to see if it will help us. The number of minutes Mary Ann spent talking on her cell phone each month for the past 5 months were 494, 502, 486, 690, and 478. Suppose the mean for 6 months was 532. That's the average. How many minutes did she talk on her cell phone during the 6th month? So, I know that if the mean is 532, the sum of the 6 pieces of data must be 532 times 6. So when I add all of these up, that has to equal 392. Then, 3,192. Then I have to subtract these off. That's going to tell me what's left. So they did 3,192 minus all of these data points. And so they got this last month is 542. So, seems complicated, but let's try this one down here. We know that all of these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these give us an average of this. So I'm going to say 8,094 thousandths times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 and get an answer. Use your calculator. What do we get? 8 and 94 thousandths times 5. $40 and 4,700 kilometers. So when I add all of these up, I should get 40 and 47 hundredths when I add those all up. So let's add up and see what I have in this group. If I just add this section, how much do I have? 10 and 92 hundredths, 9 and 22 hundredths, 7 and 46 hundredths, 5 and 63 hundredths. I get 33 and 23 hundredths. So using this information, how can I figure out what this one is? Eric?
Subtract
40 and 47 hundredths minus 33 and 23 hundredths. You should get 7 and 24 hundredths. So the Southern Ocean should be 7 and 24 hundredths kilometers deep in its deepest point. Do you all understand why I took the average and multiplied it by 5? How did I know to multiply it by 5? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me the total depth of all of them, is that. Then I had to figure out how much was already there, and then I had to find the difference. Okay? So when you're working on your homework tonight, number 3 is a problem like that one. Number 3 should be your most challenging. There's only 4 problems on the whole page. So your homework tonight is to finish this worksheet and these 4 problems on this page. All right, you can get started. Most people in second block have enough time to get this whole page done.